What motivates you as a job seeker? Is it the pay? For 2 years in a row, Aerotech, they're a company that does recruiting and that sort of thing, has done a survey of their job seekers. Now, they work with a lot of contractors, a lot of direct hire. So it's kind of a recruiting, staffing firm, that sort of thing. And so they do a survey with the people that they work with, that they hire, and they ask them some questions. And this year shows a little bit different statistics than what they saw last year. They polled and got responses back from over 1,400 people. And I'm just going to skip the article that's on Yahoo because that doesn't really interest me that much. However, it is kind of interesting. They talk about a lot of economic uncertainty and things of that nature, which is kind of interesting coming from Yahoo. You would think they would not be that way. But anyway, so we have this from the survey from Aerotech. Most important motivator when deciding to accept a new job. What do you think would be the most important factor for deciding a new job? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that we can figure out that it's pay, because honestly, pay is the most important function when it comes to taking care of your family and knowing how much money you're going to make and whether you're going to be able to, go out and eat or not. And so what's interesting is spring from 2023 to 2024, we have that shift of 36.5 to 40.6. Now, it's not a big jump by any stretch of the imagination, but that is a fairly significant jump. It does show that people are concerned about pay, which if you read into that, you can make a lot of assumptions that, the food prices are higher, that a lot of other things are higher. And, so pay is certainly an important component. But this article is not about pay. This article is not about the importance of pay and how much that has increased from spring of 2023 to spring of 2024. No. Actually, I'll just scroll down a little bit so you can see here. Job security. Job security jumped up from 14% to 19%. And this is really what they're talking about here. And job security. And so if you don't know what we mean here for job security, it means how secure is the position. So if I'm going to take a job with a startup that may only have enough money to make it for a month, or I have an opportunity to work for an established huge bank, and I'm going to be more inclined to go with the huge bank because they're more secure. And job security is certainly an important component, especially right now. We're feeling like we're in a recession. It's very recession-like. And, what's the last thing that you want to be? You don't want to be that person that doesn't have a job. Have you ever played that game, musical chairs? You go around, and then you take away a chair every round until one person is left without a chair? Well, I think that's kind of what people are feeling. They don't want to be that last person without a chair. They legitimately want to work, but they don't want to be left out. But, what I find very interesting, that what does not get highlighted here. Now, I teach and I preach that you always choose skills over money. So much that I even wrote a book about it, and it's even on my website. Choose skills over money. And here, right below job security, the third option, opportunities to learn new skills. Now, obviously, most people have not been taught, have not become aware of the importance of learning skills, especially new skills. And so we have this drop of 13, almost 14% down to 11.5% of people are just not that concerned about learning new skills. Actually, this goes perfectly in alignment with these two up here. Because if you want something that pays well and is a secure position, you don't really care about whether you're learning skills or not, whether you're learning new skills. You just care that you're earning a damn paycheck and you're not going to lose your job anytime soon. But the funny part about learning skills is that learning skills, coincidentally, there's a direct relation between learning skills and pay. And so if you have skills, you could be the most talented person in the world. You could be the fastest person, the strongest person. You could be a massive, and you could be the greatest football player of all time. But if you don't ever learn how to play football, If you don't ever learn how to throw or catch or block, you'll never make it to the NFL. And so you could have the greatest potential, but if you don't actually learn skills, it's not going to do you any good. We see this in the tech world a lot, where somebody is like, oh, I do a lot of ETL work, or I work with databases, I work with MySQL, I work with this. And then somebody says, yeah, but we need Power BI. Do you know how to do Power BI? And you go, no. And they go, oh, okay, well, thanks. We'll find somebody else. And it's stupid because in a lot of regards, especially in the tech world, the jump from being a SQL developer to figuring out how to run Power BI, not that big of a jump. But to people who don't know any better, saying, okay, you don't know how to run Power BI, that sort of thing, it's not going to work. And so you need to have skills, and you need to be able to put it on your resume. You need to be able to build the skills, put it on your resume, because the skills on your resume is what's going to get you a job. Okay, let's keep going. We have potential for career advancement. Again, we see a drop in 4 percentage points there. That falls perfectly in line with the recession. This says recession. This says recession. This says recession. This says recession. All right, let's keep going. A positive or supportive company culture. Don't care that much. Just give me the money into security. Don't care about a recession. The work is interesting or challenging. Oh, it actually goes up a little bit. That does not say a recession. Starting date. The job is helpful to society. Very few people actually care about these things. But if you look at these top ones here, these are the top. So other than, let's see, 8, 9, 10%, 90% of what people care about in this case are all directly tied to recession-like situations. You know, as I like to call the crap session, which is essentially what we're in right now, a crap session. Nobody wants to call it a recession, so I'll just call it a crap session. These are all in alignment with what you would see in a crap session. But always experience, new skills is what's going to get you this, and is what's going to get you this. So, what can we take away from that? Just from this small sample, again, it's only 1,400 people. It's a small sample size. I get it. But what can we take away from this? We can take away that people are scared. People are very concerned about where they're going to get their next paycheck from, where they're going to make their money, how they're going to put food on the table. They're very concerned. It's not just me coming up with crazy things and saying things like crap session. It's not just that. It's not like crap session. You know, it's more than that. It's deeper than that. People are feeling it. I know a lot of people that I know are trying to find neighbors. They're starting to reach out to neighbors and find out, you know, what skills they have and what they have, and trying to figure out how they could trade with them if things were to go badly. I have people who live in a city who are very concerned that the city is going to fall apart into some dystopian nightmare. I run into it all the time. And I've never run into it as much as I do right now. So ultimately, in the end, pay is the most important function as far as you're okay with how far that pay will. So in the end, the purpose of skills is to make you more money, is to have job security. But we still need to worry about building skills as we're working a secure job, as we're making our money. And if you need to take a job that doesn't pay as well, but can get you some skill and can get you some job security, you might want to take that in consideration. And so when we kind of come down here and we read a little bit longer, it says a staggering 81.2% of respondents feel the same or worse about their financial situations than 2023. Of 486 respondents who received a raise in the last year, 71% still feel the same or worse about their financial situation. So they have this little graph. How would you describe your financial situation compared to this time, 2023? All the respondents together, only 18% said better than 2023. Those who received a raise is a little bit higher. Of everybody, about the same as the prior year. That stayed about the same. And worse than 2023. Worse than 2023. I bet we're all shocked by this. That people feel like things are worse than they were the prior year. It'd be interesting to see what they said last year in comparison to 2022. But you had 50% of people believe that things are worse, that they're doing worse than they did the prior year. And even the people who got a raise, 35%. Okay, and let's keep the scroll down a little bit. We got this one. Despite job search challenges, workers maintain optimism in finding quality employment. While the numbers of available jobs remains relatively high, workers looking for new employees are filling out more applications and waiting longer to hear back from employers. Job seekers who completed 100 plus job applications. Job seekers who completed 100 plus job applications. Fall 2023, 10%. That's gone up. Big surprise. 13.8. Respondents who feel their job search experience has slowed down. I mean, we're not talking about a big time frame. We're talking fall 2023 to spring of 2024. So we're talking half a year. 59% up from 53%. So people are having to fill out a lot of applications. More people are doing that. And people are finding out their job search has slowed down. And I tell you what, this wasn't really part of the video, but we'll say it anyway. If you're filling out 100 plus job applications, you're doing something wrong. You need to find another way. You need to actually get off your phone, get off your computer, open a phone book, make some phone calls. You need to do something that's different than what you were doing, because that 100% job application strategy doesn't work for anybody. I remember when I graduated from Iowa State, that's what I did. I filled out a ton of job applications. Did it work for me? No. The strategy generally does not work, and it's very defeating. It rips the soul out of you. It's just one of the worst things you could possibly do is sit and apply for jobs. It is one of the most horrible feelings you could ever experience. And if you're one of these people and you're struggling to find work, let me know. Send me an email at questions@jobforno.com. Okay. Let me know if you're looking for work. We'll see what we can do. See how we can help. There are solutions out there. There are ways to do this that are outside the bounds of what society teaches. And if you're tired of not getting the truth, there has to be another way. And there is another way. It's the Job Furno way.